आवाज नहीं आ रही सर।
1 minute. One minute.
आप लोग 1 मिनट रुक जाओ, अभी तुरंत।
गण अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Pramod sir. And now it's time to call Renul Asmi, brand ambassador of IDY Foundation for welcome speech. Renul.
Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make different choice. Yes. A very good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm so delighted to see you all together here. This is Dinulashmi, brand ambassador of Igniting Dreams of Young Minds Foundation. It is my pleasure to welcome you all and thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome those of you who have been with us today for the workshop, and we are really glad to host this workshop on the precious place Panjab with you all. Once again, I warmly welcome to everybody. On behalf of IDYM Foundation, I would like to incline towards my sincere gratitude to all of you who generously worked with us to make this event come together to become a victory. Stars shine at night, but some stars shine at bright daylight. We have some such stars with us today. Yes, I warmly welcome our most valued and honorable chief guest, Wing Commander Sanjay Rajgopal sir. I feel grateful to welcome Dr. Pramod Mahajan sir and Malka Agrawal ma'am. I heartily welcome Dorha Public School, Panjab. Also, I warmly welcome Engineer Ravishankar Kumar sir, founder of IDYM. I welcome our dear students who are set to make this event a remarkable one. Well, I hope workshop based on space exploration will help you to improve your knowledge and skill. So I request everyone to utilize the golden opportunities of IDYM. Take a shot and join with us on this fun-filled journey. With all enthusiasm, I welcome you all once again to the momentous event. Today will be full of fun and learning. A big thank to each and every one of you present here for joining our program. Hope you will enjoy this workshop. Have a fabulous day.
थैंक यू डेनुल, थैंक यू सो मच। बच्चों, मैं आप लोग से यही कहना चाहूँगा कि आज के एजेंडा में सबसे पहले आपको भारतीय वायुसेना के विंग कमांडर संजय राजगोपाल जी 25 से 30 मिनट तक आपको एड्रेस करेंगे, जो आपको बताएंगे कि सैटेलाइट टेक्नोलॉजी का किस तरह से फाइटर जेट्स में इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, डिफरेंट एप्लीकेशंस में इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, और सैटेलाइट किस तरह से एक नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बींग्स को किस तरह से हेल्प कर सकता है। उसके बाद आपको डॉक्टर प्रमोद महाजन सर के द्वारा एड्रेस किया जाएगा 25 to 30 मिनट्स। सर आपको बताएंगे थोड़े और डिटेल में कि सैटेलाइट टेक्नोलॉजी को किस तरह से आप अपने लाइफ में यूज कर सकते हो और आप खुद को कैसे इग्नाइट कर सकते हो एक सैटेलाइट बनाने के लिए। और उसके बाद आपको इंडिया की बहुत वाइब्रेंट लेडी मलका अग्रवाल मैम एड्रेस करेंगी। और इस तरह से पूरी मीटिंग हमने प्लान की है। सभी आप लोग शांत अपने अपने माइक म्यूट करके इन तीनों ग्रेट पर्सनालिटी को सुनो, और आपकी लाइफ आज संडे के दिन पूरी तरह से जब आप मंडे को स्कूल जाओगी तो आपकी लाइफ चेंज हो चुकी होगी। थैंक यू बच्चों। तो नाउ आई इनवाइट विंग कमांडर सर संजय राजगोपाल सर। सर आर यू देयर? सर के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताना चाहूँ। सर ने 30 सालों तक एयरफोर्स की सेवा की है और इन्होंने IIM से भी अपना MBA किया है और IIT चेन्नई से इन्होंने पढ़ाई की है। विंग कमांडर सर, आर यू देयर?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Please sir, please go ahead. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dinul, and thank you, Engineer Ravi Shankar, for inviting me once again to the IDYM program. And a very, very good afternoon to all the children. Can you all see me?
नहीं सर, आपका वीडियो
Okay, there's a problem with my video. So what I did is I have logged in from another device. So in that you can probably see me.
Okay.
Okay, great. Great. Right. So I know it's a very pleasant morning and day in all of North India. I am also fortunate to be here in Delhi. So I know how the weather is there in Punjab. Let's have a very fun-filled time today. So I would like to share my screen. Let me see if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Great. Are you? Yes,
sir.
Yes, you are able to see the screen.
Please, sir, please.
Okay, good. So what I'm going to talk is not going to be a lecture. You all will be enjoying it. Let's have an interactive session. Let's start with a small quiz. Are you all ready? I hope you are. Let's start with a small quiz. Can you solve this? If you can solve, just put the answer in the chat box, or maybe you can unmute and tell.
बच्चों, आप लोग जो सर ने पूछा है ना, आप उसको मैसेज बॉक्स में डाल सकते हैं। आप अपनी ऑडियो ऑन करके भी बता सकते हैं। सभी एक बार ऑन मत करो, एक एक करके ऑन करने का। ठीक है बच्चों, प्लीज।
Yes, I see some answers. There's 29, 24. Great, great. Okay, good, good. So I just wanted to see your Josh. Great. Punjab, you people are really doing great. Let's see the answer.
29.
Great. So the answer is 24. I know this is a very simple question. These kinds of puzzles do come in WhatsApp and other places. It's a good thing for children of your age to solve these things. It helps you to improve your critical thinking skills. It helps you to improve your decision-making skills. Make sure that you do all these silly-looking problems to run your brain faster. Okay, let's see another small quiz. Name the first Indian astronaut. Anybody knows? Okay. Yes.
बच्चों का जोश बहुत हाई है, बहुत फटाफट आंसर आ रही है, एकदम फटाफट।
Great. I can see Rakesh Kumar. A lot of people saying Rakesh Kumar. Okay. Is it that the first person says Rakesh Kumar, then everybody else says Rakesh Kumar? The name is Rakesh Sharma. Okay, let's see the answer. Thank you, children. Let's see the answer. The answer is Squadron Leader Rakesh Sharma. It is important that when we address any of the defense officers, we must add their rank to the name. It's a kind of gesture or respect that we are showing to them. And he's not a small man. Remember, he happens to be the first person from India to have flown aboard Soyuz T-11 in 1984. So he's not a small person. We must give that respect. His name is Squadron Leader Rakesh Sharma. Let's see the next question. Who is the current chairman of Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO? Since we are having a workshop on satellites, I think some of you would be knowing this answer. Oh, great. Not one, but more than one. I see 3, 4 answers. Great. So the answer is right. It is Dr. K. Shivan. Let's see. Once again, let me tell you, if somebody has got a PhD, we always address him as doctor. That's a respect that we give. So we must say Dr. K. Shivan instead of saying just K. Shivan. Okay, great. Children, let's go. I think this question will be beyond your level. We will leave it. Okay, I'll tell you a story. I think you all would be interested in listening to stories. This is something that your teachers don't tell. They always come with a tape, chalk and board and start writing. I will be talking something which is related to stories. And since I have been in the armed forces, my stories are all related to armed forces. I will tell you something about a drone strike. I'm sure you would have heard about drone strike. And one of the most potent drones that we have today in the world is called Predator. And it can carry an anti-tank missile, which is called Hellfire. Now, Predator and Hellfire is a very, very potent combination of weaponry. See, what happens is Predator is an unmanned aerial vehicle. So there is no pilot in it. Sitting at a remote position, you can fly the plane deep into the enemy territory, identify a target, and then fire your weapon. I do not know, but some of you would recollect that in January 2020, just about a year back, there was an Iranian general, General Soleimani, who traveled to Iraq. And when he was in Iraq, he was killed. He was killed using a drone attack. Now, how did this happen? How is it possible for a drone, an American drone, and America is, remember, is across the Atlantic, over 10,000 kilometers away. How is it possible for them to make sure that they launch a weapon and target the person? So what we should understand is in drone strikes, satellites play a very important role. So I have given a small depiction. The satellite is the one which gives a lot of information and control to the drone. It is because of this satellite that a person sitting somewhere in Washington is able to command a predator to go identify a person and then launch an attack. So everybody talks about predator, everybody talks about Hellfire missile, but what is behind this is a satellite which people tend to forget. Right. Military is not just the only application of satellites. Satellites are used in various forms in different places. Let me talk about some of the normal things that we all know. All of us have got a GPS on our mobile. It is with this GPS that we today travel. I remember, about 30 years back, if you're traveling on the road, you have to stop at every corner and ask the person for the way and route. That is how we used to travel 30 years back. Today, you just don't have to pull down the screen, pull down the glass of your window. You can look at your GPS and go from your home to your destination without asking anybody. And this GPS has become possible because we have some global positioning satellites in the air. So there's a constellation of about 28 or 32 satellites in the air, because of which we are able to get this free GPS on our mobiles. Simple, but very, very potent use. Now there is high resolution imaging. See, what happens is, if you have a camera with which you can take a high resolution picture, as you go higher and higher, you are able to look at a huge area. See, if you are at, say, 100 meters, you will be able to see this much. But imagine if you are at 100 kilometers, you're probably able to look at, say, 1/4 of India. It's a huge area that you are able to look at. Satellites is the one that makes sure that we are able to take this camera that high up. Today, the imaging is so advanced that from the satellites, it is possible to take the picture and identify the name of the person from his name tag. Night vision photography is another application that can be used. Oceanographic survey. I keep talking about oceanographic survey because I happen to be from Kerala, and a lot of people in Kerala get their livelihood from ocean. So they are fishermen. They go into the ocean and catch fish. See, what they do is they get into the ocean, and then based on their own judgment, they will go to some place, spread a net. When they catch, they don't get anything because there are no fishes there. Fishes live in schools and in a group, and they are concentrated at some place. Imagine if we are able to take an oceanographic survey, identify the place where the schools of fishes are available, and give this information to the fishermen, don't you think the fishermen will make a lot of money with a very little amount of effort? Oceanographic survey is not just for fishes, it could be for all the mineral resources which are available in ocean. We have another application called geological survey. Now, this is another way of taking a survey of an area. Geological survey is not just the surface survey, it is also possible to do an undersurface survey. So you will be able to identify the ores and minerals that are available. Our earth, and especially India, contains a lot of mineral resources. The unfortunate part is that we really do not know where they are concentrated. Geological survey with the help of satellites will be able to tell us as to where you have stronger deposits of minerals. Let's talk about DTH. It's a very simple thing. All those people who lived in the era when DTH was not there would remember that our streets used to be filled with cable TVs. The electrical posts used to be filled with cables for cable TV. Today, what happens is, since you have a DTH, you just have to install a DTH dish in your home and connect it to your TV. We actually cleaned up these streets and cities just by this small technology called DTH. And remember, this has become possible only because of satellites. Sat phones is another thing. Today, if you have a mobile phone, you need to be in the area of coverage of any of the towers. Then only you will be able to speak. Imagine if you're traveling or hiking in a dense forest, or you are going into the Himalayas, or you're going to areas which are not covered by the mobile towers. How will you be able to speak? So satellite phone is another application which has become very, very popular in today's times. Right. Telemetry for medical purposes is another advanced application of satellite technology. Let me stop here about technology and uses. I just wanted to tell you that you people, you children, are going to be the future of the country. I'm not the first person who might be telling you this, but imagine if you people are able to do something concrete for the country, the shape, status, and position of this country will rise in multifarious forms. You just have to make a little bit of effort. You know, I remember when I was in the Air Force, right now I've retired from the Air Force. So when I was there, we wanted to make a microwave data link to replace one of the data links which was manufactured in Italy. And that was the time we had a Pokhran. In 1998, there was we developed and we tested one of our nuclear weapons, post which the United States and all the European countries imposed a trade embargo on our country. Because of that, we were unable to import any of the components that we needed to develop this. That was one of the occasions when I thought, why couldn't we make this thing in our country? And that is exactly what the present government is talking about. Atmanirbhar Bharat, make in India. Let's make something in India and let's make almost everything in India. India has the capability to do that. India has the resources to do that. Why don't we do? Right? So this Atmanirbhar Bharat was announced sometime in May 2020, but this is something about which our Prime Minister has been talking about since 2004. He talked about 2014. He talked about the Make in India project. This is just something similar to that or an extension of that. Now, what are the 2-3 things which are important in Atmanirbhar Bharat? First is what is called vocal for local. We must speak good about the things that we make in our own country. Usually we have a habit of saying that, something which is made in Germany is good, but something which is made in India is not good. If I go to buy a car, I will say I would prefer to buy a Ford Endeavor rather than something which is manufactured by Mahindra or Tata. Unless we talk good about our own country and products of our own country, how do you think we will be able to improve and reach the level of the topmost country in the world? It's not just about India. In fact, when the Prime Minister was talking, he also said, when you want to buy vegetables or when you want to buy groceries, why don't you go and buy it from the closest shop? What we usually do is, near our house, there would be 2-3 shops. We will not go there. We'll take our car, go far off to a mall and buy things. Why can't we be vocal about things that are made in the locality? That is called vocal for local. Then he also speaks about local for global. This is another slogan. That means what we make in India should be something which we should be able to sell in the rest of the globe also. This is called local for global. And the third, he says, make for the world. That means if we make something, we should think about the rest of the world. Whatever we have made should be acceptable to the rest of the world, and therefore the quality of the things that we make should be of world class, right? Satellite is one technology. There are a couple of others, but satellite is one technology where we are rated as one among the best. In fact, we have a capability to launch indigenous we have got indigenous rockets with which we can launch indigenous satellites, and not just indigenous one. We also launch satellites for the rest of the world. There was an occasion when we launched about 100 satellites together in one run, if you all remember. We have reached that spot. We just need to maintain it and make sure that we grow ahead before the rest of the world catches up. Okay, good. So I think I will stop here. I don't want to take much of your time because these are some of the things that I usually talk about when we are talking about talking to senior children. Right. I will stop here. Wish you all the best. Satellite is one great technology which is kept obscure from the children around us. IDYM Foundation is doing a great job in bringing this technology to your knowledge. There will be a couple of more speakers after me who will tell you more about it. Thank you. I enjoyed being with you. Have a great day, and back to Engineer Ravi Shankar. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was very inspiring talk by you. Even I was getting inspired, and I am getting more energy to work further. Thank you so much, sir, for inspiring always to me. And now I request Dr. Pramod Mahajan, sir. He is the principal in Sharjah Indian School, and he has been awarded by yesterday only by Government of India and Government of UAE for best icon of Maharashtra in UAE. So congratulations for that also, sir. And I request him to please unmute himself and kindly address the student. Pramod sir, is hand over to you. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
बच्चों, किसी को अगर आवाज में दिक्कत आएगी ना बेटा, तो आप लोग डिस्कनेक्ट होके वापस चले आना अगर आप लोग को कोई आवाज में तकलीफ होगी, क्योंकि वो बेटा नेटवर्क से होता है, वो यहाँ से कोई फॉल्ट नहीं, नेटवर्क से होता है। पूरी मीटिंग जो है ना IIT बॉम्बे से चल रही है, वहाँ कोई सर्वर का प्रॉब्लम नहीं, इंटरनेट का प्रॉब्लम नहीं। अगर आपको कोई दिक्कत है तो डिस्कनेक्ट होकर कनेक्ट हो जाना, ठीक है? ओके, गुड। प्रमोद सर, प्लीज।
Yeah, good afternoon, student. How are you all?
So we are fine.
You're fine.
We are fine.
We're fine.
Yes, thank you. Now today we are going to discuss about the satellite technology, what are the various types of satellites, and some challenges. We treat you all as a leaders of tomorrow. So when I say you are leaders of tomorrow, you are the one who has to answer those questions which are yet to be asked. You are the one who has to resolve those issues which are yet to be raised. So you should be future fit. So to making you future fit, we are discussing something with you. Then I will show you some. I will show you some videos also. The Pratham satellite, which has been made by the team of IDYM, the president of IDYM, Engineer Ratnesh Mishra, and Madam Manvi Dhawan. She was the team manager, and they have made the satellite Pratham, which is in the space for last 5 years. And we'll discuss something. So let me share my screen, and then slowly we'll discuss all the things within 15 to 20 minutes. Is my screen visible, Malka?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep your jaws on like this only. Yes. You know, the light which is coming from the star, you can think that thing, okay, just within a minute. But remember, the light travels very fast. Do you know what is the speed of the light? 3 into 10 to
300,000 kilometers per second.
Wow, great. And in spite of that, the light which is coming from the star you see in the form of radiation, it might have radiated from that star some years ago. So this much is the distance. It is not like that within 5 minutes or 10 minutes you are getting that radiation. It takes years, 1 year, 2 years, like that. The radiation, the light which you are getting in the form of radiation, they are the electromagnetic waves. What is electromagnetic waves? Those waves which is affected because of electric and magnetic properties. Now you are too junior to go into the detail. So understand that thing, those waves which can be, reflected or deflected by the electric and magnetic properties are known as electromagnetic waves. Sound waves are the mechanical waves. Now, how do we hear the astronaut in space? Suppose the astronaut is in space, sound waves are and is making some noise or telling something. How can we hear it? Because the sound waves are mechanical waves and they cannot travel through the space. But still, we are getting the signal from the astronaut. They are speaking on Earth. They are speaking on the stations from which the space is operated. So how do you hear that? Think how it is possible. So it is possible in what way? Those mechanical waves converted into the electromagnetic waves. Those waves are called radio waves, and they can travel through the space and come back to the earth and vice versa. So with that conversion of mechanical waves into the electromagnetic waves, those are the radio waves, we can hear what the astronaut is telling. This is the electromagnetic spectrum. It is too early to you to understand that thing, but understand that one. This is the electromagnetic wave which is traveling in vacuum everywhere with the what speed? 300,000 kilometers per second. Now, to observe the space shuttle and in the sky, in the space, we have to use the telescopes. Have you heard about telescopes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
there are,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good, very good. There are two types of telescopes, optical and radio telescope. Optical telescope utilize the visible light portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, and most of the optical telescope are housed in the building called observatories. These observatories are there either in the sky or on the earth. Radio telescopes, they use the radio waves only, and they are always in the space. They are always in the space. This is Hubble Space Telescope. This is one telescope, which is optical one, placed on an observatory by 1990 in a space shuttle Discovery. And from there, you are getting all the messages. The advantage of having telescope in a space is what? We do not have to look through Earth's atmosphere. Pictures are much better because of these telescopes. You know, when this telescope was there was some issue. Now there was a big question how to resolve that thing. But our great scientist has taken that challenge and they have repaired that in 1993. So that repairing has been done and the telescope has been repaired in 1993. Satellite. Do you know what is the meaning of satellite? What is the satellite is? Can
Yes,
anybody?
sir.
Yeah, tell me.
A satellite is an object which revolves around a
You're
bigger
reading on
object.
the screen. You're reading on the screen. Some other definition.
So can I tell?
Yeah, please.
So may
Please.
I tell?
Yeah, please.
May I tell? Satellite.
हाँ,
So,
one person only.
एक
satellite
एक करके बोलो
is
बेटा, सब एक एक करके बोलो, सभी लोग अनम्यूट मत करो, एक एक करके बोलो,
One
सभी लोग।
person only. One person only, please.
so can I tell?
Yeah, please carry on.
A satellite is a small object that orbits or revolves around a large object
Okay,
in
she has
space.
modified. Very good, very good. She has modified the definition a little bit. A small object revolving around a big object in a particular circular path known as orbit. Very good. So that is known as orbit. Clear? Okay. But orbit, you know, satellite is moving in a straight line only. The gravitational force attracts the satellite downwards, and that's why it's become a curve, and that curve across which the satellite revolves is called an orbit. How many types of satellite? Natural and artificial.
Natural
Can
and
anyone tell me
artificial satellite.
which one is the natural satellite of Earth?
So can I tell?
बेटा सब एक एक करके बोलो बेटा, एक एक करके बोलो,
One
एक एक करके
person.
बोलो बेटा, नहीं तो
Just
पूरा
Karan
डिस्टर्ब हो
Singh.
जाएगा ना।
Karan Singh,
I
please
tell?
say.
Moon.
Very good, very good. Okay.
Children, please mute yourself, talk one-on-one, otherwise, the time will go away, right?
Yeah.
So try to take the maximum that is being delivered to you at the moment.
Okay. So moon is the natural satellite. It orbits the Earth. And the artificial satellites are those satellites which are made on the Earth by the scientist, like engineer Ratnesh, engineer Manvi Dhawan. They have made Pratham satellite. We'll see the video of that. Wait for that. And you can also make a satellite. If you are wanted to do that thing, discuss with your teachers, discuss with your principal, discuss with Malcolm ma'am, and connect with us, and we'll guide you to make the satellite. So this is first artificial satellite, Sputnik. It was launched in 1957, making the beginning of space exploration. The space exploration first is Sputnik in 1957. Another concept is space probe. What is that? It is an instrument that gathers the information and send it back to the Earth. So space probes travel far into space. It is not only the satellite, but there are different components. Now, space probes, you understand these words and keep on working on that. Space program important to people. When it is started, those two people who have started the space program in the globe, in the world, are Yuri Gagarin and President Kennedy. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space. President Kennedy, he is the first person who thought of the space exploration.